When you leave any task unfinished, when you've left anything on a high note and you're ready to jump back in and it's suddenly taken away from you, you're always going to be disappointed.
Sonic, we have no idea how big the explosion will be. What if it destroys more than Doomsday?
Not true. What if we put them together the other way?
Incredible power. Yes, it could work.
And still the cry is out there.
Don't celebrate too soon, Hedgehog. Now, it's my turn.
My dream is that Sega or DIC or whoever else is up there decides one day, you know what, this worked.
Two years have passed since the fall of the Doomsday Project, along with Robotnik's reign, but his nephew Snively has since risen to power as the new ruler of Robotropolis, and continues the search and destruction of all remaining freedom fighters. Sonic and his friends have made many advancements in their new way of life, with the war tilting more and more in their favor, until Sally officially comes of age, and new royal secrets are finally available to her through her handheld computer AI Nicole. In turn, this also becomes accessible to Snively, since he's occupied the palace computer system for years now, which Nicole is secretly and directly connected to. The most dangerous secret in the database is revealed to be the Chaos Emeralds, 7 magical gems that grant their user ultimate power when brought together. With both parties having learned of their existence, the final race to decide the fate of the world begins. Who will be the first to collect them all and finally put an end to the war? In this sci-fi fantasy adventure, we follow Sonic and his friends towards the potential end of the world and how they carry that burden as individuals and as a family by observing their relationships, which in some ways may make this a drama as well. I want the audience to feel as if they're along for this crazy ride, feeling up when things are going the character's way and feeling down when they don't, feeling the adrenaline rush when Sonic does the impossible, and feeling the weight of Sally's responsibility as heir to the throne of Robotropolis and leading her people into an uncertain future. It'll be important to emphasize the connection of Sonic and his friends, having grown up from childhood together in a broken world, watching the unlikely band of teenagers work together and fighting unprecedentedly something much bigger than them, with nearly impossible odds. As old fans of the original show have grown up, they've had to face many new changes and challenges through life, likely with a lot of uncertainty of what the future may bring. As Sonic and company enter into adulthood themselves, this is something they'll also have to deal with together. For people who grew up watching the original cartoon, this may give them a new reason to root for Sonic and his classic friends once again. Knowing that childhood doesn't last forever, the freedom fighters begin to contemplate the fact that they will be the ones to lead the future when the war is finally over. Everyone is fighting for the same result, but perhaps for different opposing reasons, and must be careful about the decisions they make. For younger audiences, I aim for this to be something to think about for our own world. Not to tell them how to live, but what things to consider, and to allow them to make their own conclusions. And for everyone, I want to emphasize the importance of family and friends and a tight-knit community when taking on the future, and the fact that we simply can't do it on our own, that we must come together and support one another, and to help bear each other's cross when we stumble. If I was going to reintroduce this version of Sonic to today's audience, I was going to need a faithful yet fresh style. Years of innovation allows us to create very complex visuals, pushing what we can do with animation overall. And in terms of depicting Sonic's immense speed and action, there's a certain style that comes to mind. I'm a huge fan of how Japanese cartoons coming out in the 90s looked and moved, along with their design principles. The confident angular shapes, two-tone shading, sharp highlights in the hair, all the way down to the imperfections in the inkwork. It all had a tangible, handcrafted feel to them, perfect for Sonic's world in this case. I want a sense of believability, capturing the feeling that Knothole Village is safe and comforting, and Robotropolis is unfamiliar and dangerous. A husk of what the kingdom once was. Remember that this isn't the same happy, colorful world as the games present. In the way the Japanese draw characters, the expressivity of the faces give them so much life and a stronger connection with an audience. I don't want it to feel like we're just watching these characters from the sidelines, like we're outsiders watching a scene play out on stage. When Sonic's having fun taking out robots, his attitude should be inviting and in some ways contagious. When the princess ponders the state of the world and her responsibility towards its future, we should be able to feel that weight in her heart. We should desire courage for Antoine as much as he does for himself. We should be able to root for Rotor when he faces a task he's determined to overcome. Tails should feel like he could be anyone's little brother, innocent and full of spirit. And Bunny should feel like everyone's big sister in her own right, always ready to cheer you up and remind you of the most important things in life. It goes without saying that music has always been a major part of Sonic throughout the years, and I'm of the opinion that music is just as important as the visuals in any type of film, which means that this is something I had to get right for mine. But I was going to need some help. When I first discovered Fox on YouTube, I knew he was going to be the right guy for the job. His work is remarkably faithful, actively studying composer Michael Tavera, who scored the original show. And with his talent and today's technology, Fox's recreations nearly sound like a real recorded orchestra. This, combined with my Mega Drive plug-in and other digital instruments, we get something special. Magical. We've got a sound that's faithful to the 30-year-old cartoon, along with a fresh twist of new digital sounds with throwbacks to the classic games. But I think it could do with one more bit of flair.
Who is it? No! You're gonna kill me!
Enter Manic. With his playing style heavily inspired by Crush 40's guitarist Jun Senoue, and having worked with singer Johnny Gioeli himself, this guy easily brings back that classic 90s taste, and contributes to Act 2's style of music. I believe that one of the project's greatest strengths is the raw talent and passion behind it, and Manic's got plenty. Bringing in his home studio complete with guitars, amplifiers, a drum set, everything. How's it going, everybody? It's Sonic EXPO. I hope you guys are having a really great time today. My name is Evan Stout. I am a self-taught animator, producer, and director, and I am the official creator of Sonic the Hedgehog Act 2. As you guys have just seen in the rest of the video, this is another continuation of Sonic Sat AM, or DIC's Sonic the Hedgehog Saturday morning cartoon. So this project has been a long time coming. I've been working on this thing for over 2 years at this point. So all this time I've been having to keep a full-time job while working on this thing in my free time. And that is not an easy task to do. But having worked on this thing for so long, I feel that I'm obligated to get this thing done for you guys. So the ultimate goal for Sonic the Hedgehog Act 2 as it stands right now is to get a concept trailer out for the public to see, and maybe one day we could pitch it to Sega. How likely it is to get greenlit as a possible film or a series is going to be completely up to Sega. But at the very least we can bring something to the table that's professionally made and can hopefully turn the right heads. So as it stands right now we're working on the infrastructure side of things, basically getting the storyboard together, the animatic, getting all of the 3D assets ready, maybe talking to the right people for music and possible voice actors. Stay tuned for that. And then hopefully by maybe the end of this year or early next year we can start work on producing the animation itself. And that's where you guys come in. We currently have a Patreon page starting at only $5 a month where you can find behind the scenes work, layout animation, 3D assets before they go into rendering, maybe even background paintings. Jumping all the way up to $25 a month will actually guarantee you access to our private Discord server, and you'll be able to talk directly with me while I livestream. Do keep in mind that this project is only beginning, so there's still a lot that we need to upload, but at the very least you're going to get in very early and you'll get to see it all before anybody else. Moving on to our X account, where you can find all of our news regarding Sonic the Hedgehog Act 2 and its development. And if you wanted to check out any of my previous work, I do have a portfolio website right there at stoutportfolio.com. The website is also heavily under construction, but you can still find everything there. With that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for checking out Sonic the Hedgehog Act 2, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your time checking out all these projects here on Sonic EXPO Spring Showcase. And yeah, we're going to see where this project takes us. So, until then, stay way past cool.